This is another reason why the whole wedding thing, the whole proposal thing was just absolutely shambolic.
I've been losing weight and reaching goals. Caleb has been walking more, and now I'm like 430 pounds. That's almost 300 pounds lost in less than 15 months. The important things is the trach is out. When they told me my trach was going to get taken out, I was crying legit. But now that my trach is out, I get to go home. I'm happier, I'm smiling more, laughing more, because at home, if I run around butt naked and yelling Yankee Doodle, I'm going to.
What's going on, people? We are back again with another 1,000 Pound Sisters video. Now, season 5 is finally back and we are on episode 1. And to be honest with you, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far when it comes to Tammy's side of the story. But also at the same time, though, that we do know that Caleb never actually ends up making it outside the rehab. In fact, sadly, he ends up losing his freaking life. But with that being said, though, it is nice to see Tammy being on the positive side of things, recognizing that being healthy has made her happier, being healthy has made her be more active, being healthy has made her, most importantly, start to actually walk and be a whole lot more physical than she ever has been before. So it's nice to see that she's finally seeing the results and finally reaping the results, or the rewards, shall I say, of the weight loss. And to be fair, 300 pounds? That's a lot. So you know what, though? Kudos to her. But the question has always been, will she be able to maintain it outside of the rehab center? Now, so far in real time, she has done a great job. But listen, this season is going to be looking very, very interesting. I feel like there's going to be a lot of drama, especially with Tammy and Caleb, given the fact that she's going to be leaving and he's going to be stuck there. But hey, let's continue to see what else went down in the first episode when it came to Caleb and Tammy. Let's get it.
They're not going to approve me to go home. Doesn't think I'm ready to get the trach out yet. One of the most difficult things in Tammy and I's relationship is telling her that I can't go home with her.
I mean, listen, to be honest with you, this is something that was always going to be a possibility. I think, you know what, I want to say it was always going to be a 50-50 chance that Tammy was going to go home without him, but in reality, it was probably always probably a 75, maybe 80% chance that she was always going to go home without him. Because even when we first met Caleb last season, this guy's track record wasn't great whatsoever. At all. If anything, if you want to remember, it may have been worse than Tammy's. And to be fair, at the same time, when Tammy met him, she was already on the road of really trying to recover. He, on the other hand, wasn't even on that road. You know what I mean? He was at that road where he was trying to try again. You see what I'm saying? Now, obviously, right now, it seems as if they're both on the same page in terms of trying. But again, because Tammy was already ahead of him, the chances of them both leaving at the same time was always next to none. But hey, man, it is what it is. But to be honest with you, this is another reason why the whole wedding thing, the whole proposal thing was just absolutely shambolic. You know, I still feel like Caleb was selfish to propose to Tammy, and I still feel like Tammy was a fool to say yes, because the reality is this: why propose? Why get married? Why get committed when in reality you haven't even lived your life outside of the rehab center together yet, where the real experience is going to come? Because right now their life in there will be based on the fact that they get 24/7 support, you know what I mean, and they're always in the same vicinity anyway, you know. So really and truly, they had to experience life on the outside. But to be fair with you, most importantly, Caleb had to actually get on the outside first. So it is what it is. But we continue.
You back, and I feel like I've let you down. I want you to know I would never in a million years ask you to stay.
I'll let the world pass me by. Biggest part of my life. I'm not mentally prepared to leave you. I'm so ready to go home. But I am worried about him. I don't know, to be honest, if he has the strength.
For me, for a hot second there, I generally felt as if he was trying to do some kind of reverse psychology, you know what I mean? He's talking about, I don't want to let you down, I don't want to hold you back, all that kind of stuff. But to be fair with you, Tammy does make a very good point. Do you know, it's not even a very good point. I like the way she's able to identify that maybe, just maybe, he's not going to be able to do the weight loss without her being there. She doesn't know if he's got the strength. And to be honest with you, I reckon it'd be very easy for her to recognize that, because she knows, you know, all the excuses in the book. You know, she's able to recognize somebody who's not going to put in the work from a mile away, because she's been that person for such a long time, arguably her whole freaking life, you know. Which again makes me wonder, why decide to marry a man that you knew that wasn't really ever going to, you know, push himself to the limit. But again, though, this is where Tammy's desperation to be wanted, desperation to be loved, desperation to be married came in place. You know, she allowed her ego to get the best of her rather than the reality of the situation. But listen, it doesn't mean that she's in the wrong for that, because we all have our moments where we are vulnerable. And let's be real, it would have been very hard for Tammy to have been strong in that moment, because she was so focused on losing weight and finding better in her life. having someone like him come in life and kind of give it a bit more of a comfort, shall I say, whatever, I guess she was always going to jump to it, do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it is sad to see that Tammy's obviously leaving, and it's sad to see Tammy being obviously unhappy because she's finally at that stage in her life where she's like, things are finally going well for me with my health. Hopefully they can start to go well with me, for me, when it comes to relationships. And then boom, bam, what happens? She gets hit with this. But again, though, it was the inevitable. Like I said before, it was always going to be I said 75 to 80%. Nah, I'm changing it now. It was always going to be more of a 90% chance, maybe 99% chance that she was going to be leaving on her own. You know, but hopefully, Tammy has done a lot of growing the past year or couple of years, whatever it was, right? Since she's been in there. Hopefully that from this situation, she can now grow when it comes to her next partner. But, well, let's just say this. Right now in real time, we haven't heard anything necessarily massively negative about her current dating situation. So maybe she's learned to not go for men, you know, out of desperation, and to not accept men who want her to be unhealthy as well. I think that's also a very key thing. And also to make sure that she's not around men that also have bad habits, because that's also going to be something that's going to be very bad for her if she's around somebody who's got bad habits, somebody that isn't going to be, you know, encouraging her, somebody that's going to be bringing her down, and somebody that's going to mess her up mentally. Because Tammy definitely doesn't want to go backwards in life. Nobody does.
But I do know meeting you was the best thing that ever happened in my life.
Get that out. Drake. Come on.
I don't want to be a burden.
You're not a burden. You gotta get that out of your head.
This is it. The last time I'm going to see Tammy in this room. The last time that I'll hold my wife's hand. I'm going to leave you. Tammy doesn't think that you're enough.
Now that Caleb's no longer with us, this may have been legit the last time they saw each other. But you know what, though? There's something that Caleb said is quite interesting. He said that I'm afraid that she's going to leave me. Makes me wonder, though, doesn't it? Like, because, I mean, obviously that comes from somewhere. That stems from somewhere, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Him feeling like Tammy's going to leave him is a projection of something that's happened in his life. 100%. And I think we spoke about this before, to be honest, as well. But the fact that he had that in his head is probably something that didn't help him. But if anything, for me personally, fear motivates me to do better, personally. Fear doesn't do the opposite to me. You know what I mean? Fear makes me want to work harder so I can get past that fear. So I can not allow that fear anymore to beat me up and not to drag me down. Obviously, with Caleb now, he allowed the fear to consume him. And that's the sad part. If only he didn't do that, maybe he'd still be here. Maybe he would be with Tammy physically. But to be fair, though, it is very selfish of Caleb to may have potentially started to comfort eat based on the preview for the season, to comfort eat because of Tammy not being there. That would have been hella selfish, because that means he would have pretty much blamed her, you know? And what the worst thing is for Tammy to walk away and feel like as if she lost him because she wasn't there for him, when in reality, it was never her fault. Never her fault.
Hungry?
Yeah, I'm hungry too. But we can't get to the snacks.
So Tammy's finally on her way home. She gets picked up by a big bro and his wife. And you know what, though? I wasn't very happy with Chris's wife. I forgot her name, to be honest with you. Because she kept moaning about snacks. Like, yo, Tammy just came out of rehab. Tammy's like on a journey right now, and all you want to do is whinge about the fact that you can't get to snacks. Just imagine that the first time. Listen, I'm not saying that they should be walking around like eggshells, but like, listen, she just got out. The worst thing you know, it'd be very mean for someone to get out and then boom, out of nowhere, you're already trying to tempt them with stuff. Obviously, she may not be tempting her, but having it around her may not be a good idea. It may be a very harsh thing to do, do you know what I mean? I don't like that personally. And to be fair with you, I will say this though, when it comes to the family right now, everybody seems to be on a weight loss journey, which is fantastic. Apart from Chris's wife, and you know, I just feel like this is my point before about, you know, being careful about who you're going to be with, you know, because you don't want to be around someone that isn't motivating, someone that isn't going to support you, someone that may even jeopardize you because they're not thinking. But like I said before, it's not a matter of walking on eggshells. It's just a matter of like Tammy has just got out, and you know how vulnerable she has been. So be a bit more open-minded. At first, at least anyway. Been like, well, I don't know how far they are from the rehab center, whether it's been a 10-minute drive or it's been an hour or whatever, or 2 hours, whatever. But either way, though, like, come on. With that being said, I will be back with some more content around the first episode of Corpus. There's other things that went down in the first episode as well, so I'll be back with that obviously shortly. But with that being said, though, let me know exactly what you're thinking and we can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.